Lamar Jackson versus Dale Jr. over the number 8, the future of the California track, and we know the next start for Connor Zilisch. Let's get into it. Coming up next. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, first things first, let's talk about the future of California. Steve Phelps went on, the new commissioner, Steve Phelps, I should say, went on Hauler Talk and revealed this about the future of California Speedway, and this was transcribed by Kelly Crandall. That market is an important market for us. What the future of that particular facility is, I'm still unsure. Would I like to build a new facility at Fontana? I would. It would be a short track because we don't have room for anything else, frankly. Do I think creating a short track out there would be a cool thing for us? Yes. With that said, it's $300 million to build that facility. Is that the best use of that money? That is the big question. The cost of capital right now is still really high. So for us to just press pause right now is essentially what we're doing, trying to be as transparent about that as possible. But yeah, I'd love to build a facility out there. When that is going to happen, or if that is going to happen, I don't have a timeline. Okay, so the big thing there is super cool that he's being transparent about it. We finally got some real, solid information, no rumors or anything out. This is the commissioner of NASCAR saying, hey, we're trying to do something out there, but we're hitting the pause button on it right now. It could go one of several directions. We would like to build a facility out there, so let's kind of start with how we got here to begin with before we unpack the rest of this. California was not selling out Fontana. That racetrack just was not selling out the way that they were hoping it would. At the time that they came up with these plans to make a short track, reconfigure Fontana, whatever it will be named if it gets built in the future, everybody was on, we need short tracks. I'm always on that thing because, local Saturday night stuff, always going to be my favorite stuff. But everybody else seemed to be, at that time, on this train. This was, of course, before we built the new car. I'm going to touch on that in just a minute. But when they originally designed this, everybody wanted more short tracks. Short track racing was putting on the best shows. People were really enjoying that with the last generation car. However, NASCAR went and built their brand new tank with a body on it, and then short tracks weren't racing as good. They're trying to get better with it, with the tires and stuff like that. They're making progress. They're doing a little bit better. Still not where it needs to be. For the short track and road course package, but this car, for whatever reason, as poorly as it races there, races really well at 1.5 miles or better, which is what Fontana was originally. So hindsight being 2020, they probably never should have touched it. But that being said, give them the benefit of the doubt. At the time, everybody, most of the fan base was asking for more short tracks. That's how we got here. That's why they only have enough land now to build a short track facility in the current state of this mess that they're in now. The other part of it is the regulations, and he went with the cost. The regulations are going to be part of that cost, but $300 million is a huge investment for NASCAR, especially since they don't have a guarantee that this will work. Like I said, the short track package with this new car, and this new car is a big part of the problem until they can figure out what to do with it on short tracks and road courses. Do you invest that money into a product that so far with this new generation of car has not produced the type of racing and excitement on a consistent basis like the 1.5 miles have? So now you're in a conundrum. What do we do with this amount of money that we could be spending to build this track, and we still want to stay in this market? So you got basically one of two options you can do here. If you want to stay in that market, you can find some type of way to race somewhere in California around the region, whether it be a street race, whether it be a road course, whether it be maybe a local track there, figure out something. I mean, they paved the Coliseum, right? So they can get creative with it, make it a spectacle event. Hopefully you lure new fans in. Hopefully you can sell it out. I don't know if you can. I'm not, from that market. I'm not from that area. I don't know how much of the buzz you could create from this, but if you want to stay in that market, that is one option. Of course, the other option is just go ahead and bite the bullet and, spend the $300 million, build that new short track, and then just promote the crap out of it. Make it one of the biggest events. I mean, if you absolutely had to, make it the finale. It'll definitely sell out then. There are different, and that would be the extreme case. I'm not saying that's what they should do, but that would be something that they could put into the playbook if they went ahead and spent that money. That way they know they would get a return on investment. Maybe make it the all-star race. There's all kinds of different ways you could work it in there to where you knew it would be a sellout race, make it a cutoff race before the playoffs. There's all kinds of different angles you can work on it to get it to where you need to be, at least sellout-wise, return on investment-wise, things like that. And that's the decision that they have to make, and that's what he was very transparent about. So kudos to Steve Phelps here in this particular case. He just came out and said, hey, we don't know what we're doing. We're just investigating all the options. But I was glad that we can finally put this to bed about all of the California talk, because he's finally officially addressed it in his capacity as commissioner. More legal drama in NASCAR, so somebody else has a lawsuit, this time from the NFL world. Lamar Jackson has decided that he is going to sue Dale Jr. over the rights to the number 8 car. Here is what he's suing about. This from Fox Sports. Here is what the case is about. An Earnhardt Company, DEJ Holdings, applied to trademark 2 stylized number 8s last year. One was the version that Earnhardt used when racing for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, DEI, owned by Earnhardt Jr.'s stepmother Teresa, and another version which is currently used by Earnhardt Jr. Motorsports, the bolder, slanted version, the one that Earnhardt Jr. made famous during his formative years as a driver, has gone unchallenged. So the DEI number has gone unchallenged, but the simpler one that Jr. Motorsports uses was challenged by Jackson, who holds the trademark to Era 8 by Lamar Jackson. So there you go, that from Fox Sports, clearing that up. It is not the DEI number 8, the Budweiser one that he ran, of course, most recently with his Budweiser car in the late models. Of course, Sammy Smith now running that number as well. A lot of people up in arms about that, which is, it's an easy mistake to make, obviously, like before it all got cleared up and stuff like that. But they are suing over the other one. And it just seems like it's a lawsuit that won't go anywhere. I don't know if Lamar Jackson is going to win this, but you know what? You don't need my speculation, because Jay Ski has another quote in that same article where I found the Fox Sports quote. So let's see what that one has to say. This one from Gerben Law, who said, in my view, none of these athletes are likely to gain exclusive control over the standalone number 8, a commonly used and highly diluted symbol in the world of sports and merchandise. Ultimately, Jackson, Aikman, and Earnhardt Jr. will likely get their registrations and coexist on trademark register, each with slightly different branding approaches. So there you go. Quite simply put, you can trademark a font, but you can't trademark a number. And that's what I wanted to say. But the fact that, and shout out to Jayski and Gerben Law there for clearing that up, because that's what I'd always thought. Like, I knew the font you can because that's a stylized artistic thing that you can. But just a number, that's like, I own the exclamation point now. Nobody can use the exclamation point without paying me royalties. You can't do that. That's just not going to work. So too commonly used. So Lamar Jackson, it's probably going to get thrown out. He's also sued Troy Aikman. That was the other person that they were mentioning in that as well. Troy Aikman also has some type of 8 logo, I would assume, that Lamar Jackson thinks is infringing upon his deal. Nobody is going to confuse any of those athletes and any of their merchandise with each other. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. It seems like a frivolous lawsuit that is probably not going to actually see a courtroom beyond the initial hearing or whatever they're called. And finally, we know where Connor Zilisch is going to race next, and it will be in the Coke 600. So there you go. The young kid, he was doing really good at COTA. He had a really fast race car, got involved in a wreck early, but stayed out there, kept going, kept doing his thing, was several laps down. But even though he was multiple laps down, he was putting up lap times faster or as fast as the leader at points in the race. So he did really well on the road course at COTA. No surprise there. Now we will see how well he does in the longest race that NASCAR has on a circle track. He's been very impressive throughout his career thus far, including the Xfinity Series where he's at now. So I expect him to do well. How well he will do, that's up to anybody's guess there. But there you go. That is everything that I think I've got for this one. Been a wild week. We will get back to normal next week. I know the videos have been fewer than normal, but we will hopefully get back to normal next week. All right. That's all I got for you on this one. Till the next one, enjoy your Friday. Peace. Hello.
What are you doing, man?
Recording a video right now. What's up?
Oh, I wanted you to hear that. Can we put that in there?
Yeah, you want me to? I'll put it in there.
Somebody called in and said, "Fuck."
Okay, listening to the.
Ace or not?